How must Ukraine respond? And to answer this question, we made a short trip to the Obukhov District Military Commissariat. Think of it as a military prep school. Once there, volunteers get special training. How to use firearms, how to battle in sub-zero temperatures. It's as close to the real deal as it gets. We were lucky enough to be part of one of those drills. And this is what we saw. Kiev is waking up to another morning of sub-zero temperatures as we head to our destination for the day. It's a long, beautiful drive, a city of stunning landscapes, looking poignant under the shadow of war. We are going to meet the men and women who form Ukraine's last line of defense. We are in outer Kiev and we are going to the Obukhov District Military Commissariat. This is on the outskirts of Kiev in a satellite city, and we are going to be meeting the troops of the 135th Reserve Battalion of the Ukrainian Forces, and we'll see how the troops are training and what kind of weapons they have, because Kiev, remember, is within striking distance of the Russian forces which are deployed in Belarus, and on a lot of levels the military is preparing to train its troops for any eventuality. In case this conflict escalates into war, how will they take on the Russian forces? We will go and talk to them and see what they're up to. This is the Obukhov District Military Commissariat. This is where the recruits gather to collect arms before they head to the training fields. This morning, they have company. Media from different parts of the world keen to capture Ukraine's preparations for war. The soldiers pick up their assault rifles. They're training to use all kinds of arms, machine guns and heavy weapons that they must know how to operate. The instructors are senior members of the Ukraine Armed Forces. They conduct the war games. Today's session begins with a briefing. This is the District Military Commissariat, and as you can see, the reserve forces are getting ready. They're picking up the weapons here, and they will be going to a training ground where they will train. The Ukrainian government and the Defense Ministry in particular in the month of January announced that they are actively recruiting in the territorial defense forces, and they're looking to build a force of around 130,000 soldiers spread across 25 regions in the country, and we will be seeing how they train. Briefing done, the recruits head to the next destination. This is northern Ukraine, an area tucked away from habitation, covered in sheets of snow. This is what the battlefields closer to the border will be like. The terrain is tricky, the weather is punishing, but the soldiers know how to keep their spirits high. This is Ukraine preparing for war to the tunes of Aerosmith. This is the reservist force, and they're getting ready for their drills. It's snowing here, and people are very excited, and they're getting ready, and they're pulling their weapons out, and we're going to see how they train as they prepare to take on the mighty Russian military. Kitted out in camouflage and equipped with guns and ammo, the soldiers line up. Resisting a Russian invasion is no mean feat. The Ukrainian forces know this. They're both outmatched and outnumbered. Ukraine versus Russia is essentially a David versus Goliath battle. There is no comparison. You look at any parameter. The Ukrainians have 200,000 odd active military personnel. The Russians have more than 900,000. Same with the reserve forces. The Russians have more than twice over. Artillery, 2,000 for Ukraine, 7,500 for the Russians. 12,000 armored vehicles in the Ukrainian military, 30,000 with the Russians. Attack helicopters, 34, 544. Fighter aircraft, 98, 1,500. And defense budget, the Ukrainians have less than $6 billion. The Russians have more than 61 billion. Like I said, there is no comparison, but that's not the only basis on which wars are won. There are many other factors that go into it, and the Ukrainians are a proud people. They want to defend their country. To make up for the gaps, Ukraine is accelerating the development of its territorial defense forces. The aim is to have a corps of 10,000 regular full-time troops. When fully mobilized, the force would be 130,000 strong. They're happy to recruit anyone who believes in their cause. The soldiers even try to train this reporter, but figure she's better off armed with a mic.
So let's imagine you are our first day recruit, and we're going to teach you some basics. So first of all, this is the gun. This is Kalashnikov. So
It's a
here you go.
Kalashnikov?
Yeah, it's a Kalashnikov. It's AK-74.
AK-74. Okay.
So yeah, first the main rule: you never point it to the person.
Okay.
You always point it out of the person. So the first thing we're going to do is shooting stand. And first of all, and you never put your finger on the trigger. So always try to hit it right here, just in case. So you need to put your body a little bit up front.
Okay. Like this?
And yes, and yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Push the stock against your shoulder. Yeah, right here. Put a little bit down.
Okay.
Yeah, and put this thing up to your eye so you can see where the person is. So now you're almost ready to shoot, but you need to remove your finger from here.
Okay.
First time when you see your enemy, the main thing is that he doesn't hit you. Remove your finger.
Okay.
So in order for him to not be able to remove it, you need to make yourself as small as possible. So the first thing you do, you go down. You go down to your knee. Yeah, exactly. Now it's more difficult to hit you. You need to go even lower. So you put your hand here, and then your leg goes around your other leg, like that.
I'm not sure I can do that. But I'll watch you do it.
But anyways, this is the main thing that we teach in order for recruits to be ready.
One recruit down, they resume their training. The drills are as close to an actual combat as they can get. The soldiers learn how to fire weapons, negotiate the terrain, practice battleground maneuvers, use their surroundings to their advantage, and launch a coordinated attack. Who can join the reserve force? Anyone between 18 to 60 years of age. All Ukrainian citizens qualify, plus foreigners who have lived in Ukraine for at least 5 years. The applicants clear medical, psychological, and professional tests before being inducted. This force has 150 battalions. The one charged with defending Kiev is the 135th Battalion. This one. They're training hard to defend their capital and key infrastructure in the event of an invasion. They're driven and committed. They say they do not want a war, but they'll fight one if it comes to that. Do you think there'll be war?
Honestly, I don't think that it's going to be war because Putin lost the momentum. He was gathering the forces and he didn't attack. Right now, Ukraine gets more and more weapons, Ukraine gets more and more trained. So the longer he waits, the more difficult for him will be to enter Ukraine and to stay in Ukraine. However, Putin is quite is a crazy person, and you cannot you don't know what's coming into mind of crazy person. So he might be he might attack just because he wants to attack, just because he wants the war, not because he thinks that he can win. So yeah, we need to be ready. As it says, si vis pacem para bellum. If you want peace, you have to be prepared for war.
Yeah. Volodymyr Halaiko, aka my trainer, is a regular participant in these drills. Halaiko believes the territorial defense forces have an edge over the Russians. They know the lay of the land. It's critical to winning wars. Combined with weapon skills, he says it's a lethal combination. For world powers, Ukraine is a geopolitical war. But for these people, it's an existential battle. It has forced them to leave their day jobs behind, don combat fatigues, and hit the training fields. They say to avert a war, you must be ready to fight one. These men and women embody the resilience of Ukraine and the commitment of its people. As the day progresses, the weather becomes harsher. Most of the international journalists have long left. It's snowing again. By the time we finish recording, we are frozen to the bone. But what we carry back with us is the warmth of Ukraine's spirit. With the WION team in northern Ukraine, this is Palki Sharma Upadhyay. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.